Hi, I'm Fred, and today we're going to build this
retro DIY wreath.
We're taking a design off of this one I got from my grandma. I think she made it, I don't know, and it's a little too late to ask her. This is made out of some cardboard, some old IBM punched cards, and some, off-the-shelf ornaments and ribbon. I don't know where it was made. I don't even know if my grandma made it or not. I'm pretty sure she did. She did a lot of crafts. And I certainly don't know where she got these punch cards from. I can clearly see that these cards were created before they switched to design in 1964. These have hard, sharp corners, and the 64 ones have these rounded styles. So for this project, you don't need many materials. You need a sheet of flat cardboard about 12 inches, 30 centimeters across. You need a bunch of these 5081 IBM punch cards or the like. I got mine on eBay. That's pretty much the only place you can get them. If you're in Europe, there's a bunch of them come out of the Ukraine. Buy those. These I got from here in the States, and what I really like about them is that they have the punches already in them. They were used, which I think adds a little something to the project. Aside from that, obviously you need some paint, maybe some glitter. I don't use glitter. No glitter in my house. I got kids. No, that was long. That ship has sailed. No more glitter. Some ornaments. This one has a larger one and the two smaller ones. I grabbed ones that were kind of retro. What I should have done is gone to an antique store, which I did days after buying these, and I found all sorts of ones. Not like this, but very similar to that. The ribbon is also very basic ribbon. I did buy new ribbon. I would not buy retro ribbon for this. The first thing to do is cut a cardboard circle 12 inches across. Any piece of cardboard will do. Just make sure it doesn't have any folds or anything in it. Now, if you weren't a mechanical engineering major and therefore don't have a really fancy compass like this, go ahead and just use a scrap of cardboard and a little pin. Just put a pin in the middle-ish. Mark off a distance here. You'd probably get better results if you use scissors or something like that, but I'm going to use an X-Acto blade. You know, it occurs to me you could have just bought like a medium frozen pizza and just kept the cardboard from beneath that. At least this doesn't have cheese on it. Now that that's done, the next step is make all the leaves. For that, you'll need all of your cards and a stapler. Hold on, that's not right. Now that's a stapler. Now I want to keep the printed side on the back because that way it won't be painted and I'll still be able to see what these are. I want to keep the holes punched as much on the front as I can because I like to see that feature. You just kind of fold it over. How'd they do this? So if you get rid of your small stapler like I did, you're going to have to use something else. I've tried some regular wrapping tape and some glue. I'm going to go with the glue and a little binder clip for clamping because I'm afraid that the tape will kind of make the paint not stick and it probably won't last as long. So basically you want to shape it first. Just eyeball the middle, fold over the edges. You're going to want to try to avoid creases. They're not always going to be possible. Put some glue here, smear it a bit, clamp it on. So I don't need to do necessarily this entire stack, but I'm going to go do a bunch of these and get back to you. Now that you've spent days and days and days gluing these all up together instead of just buying a cheap small stapler and taking 30, 60 minutes on it, we're ready to attach to our circle. Now the original wreath that I have used 25 on the outside, 25 on the second ring, 21 on the third, and 13 in the middle. So there's 85 of these leaves all together. We're going to take one, we're going to staple it on, we're going to do that 84 more times. On the middle parts we'll probably have to switch to glue though because we won't be able to get the stapler in there. I'm also going to overlap these by about half. Will that be right? I don't know. I hope so, because I don't want to have to bust out the stapler remover. Okay, for this last one, we got to kind of sneak it in there and get that stapled to the first one, and then you can kind of slip the stapler between the two again. And there we go. For the second row, I'm going to do it, I don't know, maybe an inch in. The key to using school glue, and I just had this conversation with a friend, is use very thin layers. Thin. Don't glop it on. That's fine for doing like glitter sculptures. Don't bring glitter in my house. But for this kind of thing where you want to move fast, thin glue, glue it down, gonna wait to hold it for a few seconds, maybe a minute, move on. It's a sunflower. I mean, if you want to stop here, you can do a little black bits in the middle for the seeds, and there you are. Make a sunflower instead. Do the same thing for the next 2 rows, 3 if you want. Just cram in a bunch more leaves. Cookie, are you helping me record? Or are you just staring hoping for a late snack? I finished row 4. I'm going to put in a 5th and final layer. I've raised this up on a 3D filament spool. That will allow the leaves to relax a bit so I can finish this glue up and let it dry overnight. For these final leaves, I'm going to push them all the way into the center, which I can see from the little dot I made to make the circle. So it'll just be doot and doot, etc., etc., etc. And right now I've counted, I've got 15 leaves left. I won't use them all. So apparently I'm a little bit more frugal with the leaves than my grandma was. If you don't have a fancy wooden coaster, any other coaster will work. I mean, a round one, not a square one or something like that. And here we have the painted wreath. Now if you can see in some detail, it's very sparkly and shiny. Now as I said, the green is actually a gloss instead of a matte, but I also used some chrome paint from far away and barely shaken up so it got little dots everywhere. You can kind of see it looks like glitter, but it's not glitter. It won't fall off. It's paint, so it's stuck on there and it looks good. It looks better than I expected, in fact. So now we've got the final decorations going on. Oh, wait, before we get to that, let me flip it over and show you what I'd forgotten. A hanging thing. So, yeah, before you start connecting your leaves, put a hole or 2 in the back so you can hang it up. The original design has 1 hole and a loop of ribbon through it. I found a gift bag with this handle that has eggles on the end to allow you to remove it and put it back in. So I just cut a couple of holes in it, or in the backing, and put those in. So to finish this design up, we've got 1,000 old CDs. Those of you who know what a gold CD means. That's right, Microsoft. 2001. 20 years old. Excellent vintage. So after this, I've got a couple of baubles to put on and some ribbon to make a bow out of. Now, what I'm thinking is that because I've got this nice ribbon on this one, is if I cut another 2 holes in behind the CD, I can then loop the ribbon through the hole of the CD, loop it around the back, tie it on there, and hold both baubles on there. I was thinking maybe I could do that for the bow too, just loop it through, but I think I'm going to actually glue that on before I install the rest of this stuff. And wouldn't you just know it, this ribbon has glitter all over it. It's falling off everywhere. Now my expert bow tying, you could do a fake one where you just kind of fold it up twice and wrap it around. That's what I'll be doing. There's metal wires in this ribbon, which is kind of what you want to do for this kind of decoration, so it'll hold its shape better. So hopefully it's not too short, but basically you make it kind of the start of pretty. Pinch everything together. Use a little bit of this glitter CA glue. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be glitter CA glue, but everything is glitter right here now. This is just fabric, so that glue soaked in. I'm definitely gluing my fingers to this bow. But not the bow to itself, so that's fun. Oh man, that is definitely the wrong glue for the job. But now I've got sparkly fingerprints. So we also want nice dangly ribbons, and we want 2 of them. We bring all 4 ends together and trim a little chevron out of them to give it that classic ribbon look. Maybe do it individually so it doesn't look like garbage. So like I said, definitely use hot glue on this project. Glue them all together and make it look as pretty as you can. Look, it's a bow tie. I just got glitter all over me for the rest of my life, don't I? Okay, so after messing around with it, I'm definitely going to glue the ribbon onto the CD. Okay, I have all the parts ready. Let's put this together. Take our ornaments with the ribbon. Feed both ends of the ribbon through the center of the CD from the front. So we've got this all hanging here. One side, put it through one of these holes, and the other side goes to the other. And yes, I'm sure it's going to be just as unpleasant as we all think it's going to be. This would be easier if my fingertips weren't covered in CA glue so I can't feel them. And then once you have it someplace where you kind of like it, flip it over, tie it up. I'm going to use a bow in case I want to change it. Overhand knot, probably safe as well. And there we have it. A nice DIY retro wreath with two kinds of outdated technology. But wait, there's more. Because you see, this green one has a button on the back. Oh yeah, it's Bluetooth. It's delightfully pointless. So hope you enjoyed this nice Christmas build. You've got all year long to build one for yourself. For other weird and pointless craft tutorials, subscribe. Check out this video for the last one I did. I'll talk to y'all later.